We're so excited to have you guys tonight. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. So let us know that you're here in the chat. We're going to have some leaders on tonight who are going to be helping with any kind of questions and, any kind of comments that you guys have in these little chat box. So we will hopefully be able to answer all your questions along the way. But we are really, really excited to switch things up with our team call and do things just a little bit more different than we normally do. And we'll have tonight 1 hour between 8 and 9. We're going to have like 5 different speakers. And then we're also going to continue this on to Tuesday. So hopefully we're fun enough that you want to hang out with us again tomorrow night for an hour and hear from 5 other leaders and learn just really what we're trying to do is simplify your thought process on Diamond. And I know that if you are a newbie here or maybe a recent Emerald, sometimes we tend to put Diamond on a pedestal, and that's what we don't want you to do. We want you to realize that this is completely doable. It's something that every single one of you on this call can do, and we're hoping that after tonight and tomorrow you see that. So I'm just here to open things up and welcome you guys here. We want to make sure that we give you a pat on the back for showing up tonight and for showing up tomorrow and for getting your teams on this call, seeing the importance in it, and taking time out of your night when you probably have a lot going on. You have dinners, you maybe just rushed home from work, you're trying to put kids to bed or someone's putting the kids to bed for you, you're skipping out on your favorite TV show, whatever it is. It's worth it. So we want to thank you guys for being here and for doing that as well. So tonight's lineup, just to give you a little bit of a rundown because we do have the breakup of topics, is time management and a little bit like a day in the life style of a coach and what we would expect you'd be doing day to day. And then sharing your journey, sharing the business opportunity, sharing your personal journey, your physical journey, whatever that is with Beachbody, making sure that you're sharing that often. And then how to run effective challenge groups, talking all about, and we're going to have someone on who runs really great challenge groups, and then simplifying the inviting process so that we're not freaking out about it, we're not avoiding it, we're not skipping it altogether when it's probably one of your most important things to do as a coach every day, and / power hour. So if you're not even sure what a power hour is, hopefully you'll know that. Yeah, I tossed over bedtime as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to put our oldest one to bed kind of in between all these calls. So again, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Alyssa, who I believe is going to start us off, and we'll go from there.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us. I am excited because my kids literally were just down here 2 seconds ago, and I texted my husband and I was like, get them out. So if they sneak back down, I apologize. They have very squeaky voices. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys today about, just simplifying how to build the diamond with, time management, busy schedules, and things like that. So first, just to let you know a little bit about me, I live in Pittsburgh, PA. Katie Crum is my coach. She's the one that got me into this. And I work full-time. I have 2 kids that are 3 and 1. My husband recently just got a new job where he works the same. Oh yeah, Katie asked 100 times, plus 400 more. But he worked West Coast hours, so his hours were, he basically worked 9 to 10 o'clock every single day. So I was the one running the household. I was the one, holding down the fort at home, and I'm still trying to build this business. So I found myself, before I was really starting to figure out like how I was going to make it work, I got myself really stuck in the comparison game. So I was working when I started as a coach, I was working full-time, and I was a full-time MBA student. I didn't have kids yet, but I was a newlywed. And then along the way, the kids came, and my coaching business really ebbed and flowed with my life events. So I started off real headstrong, and this was a solid part-time job. And then my first child came along, and I was still doing pretty well. And then the second one came around and just totally rocked my world. And I had the hardest time figuring out how I was going to fit, working, momming, and then coaching in. So it's always important to me to make sure that coaching was a priority, because coaching is like my passion project. It's what I love to do. It's what I feel like I'm supposed to do. And then of course my daytime job is still my priority. It's got to be my number one priority, because it's my main source of income. It's my benefits. It's all that stuff that you guys all know all about. So, I found myself really early on getting stuck in that comparison game, where I was seeing what Nikki was doing and I was seeing what Katie was doing, and I'd always say, well, if I was a full-time coach, I would be able to do that. Or if I was a full-time coach, I would absolutely have, a bunch of coaches every single month. And I got so stuck in watching all these full-time coaches because that's what I wanted so badly. But my reality was, and still is, I can't be a full-time coach yet. One day that's like my ultimate goal, and I'm getting there. And it took me 4 years to really feel like I cracked the code in my own business. So I started to say, okay, stop comparing yourself to the ones that have different lifestyles than you. And when I was a personal trainer, I used to tell people, if you see someone who's just like you and it's working for them, ask what they're doing, watch what they're doing. So I convert my business into fitness pretty much. So I started looking at, okay, who are other moms on the team that have a full-time job and coach part-time? And I was trying to figure out how to make it work. And then I remembered, like, Leanne Wilson, 2 kids, and she's a full-time teacher. And then I thought Megan Pope, 4 kids, and she works a full-time job. Like, if these 2 girls can do it, and I know them, and they're not just these people that, like, I kind of watch from a distance, like, this whole team is such a tight-knit unit. And I'm lucky to be in the area that I'm in, because I get to actually see these guys. If they can do it, why can't I do it? So I started figuring out, like, how am I going to make this work? So I wanted to, I started watching what they were doing, and I was like, okay, it looks like they're not posting at this time or that time. And it was helping me kind of formulate a plan. So I wanted to just kind of real quick touch on, obviously what we have to do every day, and then how do we do it when we've got these crazy schedules. And you don't have to be a mom. You don't have to have a normal 9-to-5 job. Everyone's busy. So whenever I hear someone say, I'm so busy, we all are. I don't care if you're just sitting on the couch all day watching TV. If that's your number one priority, well, then you're busy with that, So it's just trying to figure out where you're going to make this work. So obviously every single day, and I do it in this order, I wake up and I work out first, because if you're not doing your workout, your challengers are not going to do their workout, and your coaches are not going to do their workout. So first and foremost, I'm a morning girl. I do my workout at 5 a.m. or 5:30. Then I post to my challenge group, because you got to give them the love first. Then I send my invites out. Then I check my back office, and then I do my follow-ups. And I wish I could say I sit down and do it all in an hour, but I do not. I do it all in little pockets, because with what I do during my day job, I have every half an hour booked with appointments where I actually listen to, they're called on-site coaches. They're health coaches that are with their customers. So I'm observing their session and I'm listening to it. So I can't really be on my phone and multitask. I have to be 100% present. So I have to do it, if there's a no-show, I'm grabbing my phone, or I've got my laptop next to me and I'm trying to get stuff in really quickly. So I don't have this beautiful formula of how I make it work, but what I do have are a few things that help me really stay strong with communicating with my team, because I found that when I would put messages out on the Facebook page, it was falling on deaf ears. They weren't seeing it. Or if it was in Facebook Messenger, who doesn't go on Facebook Messenger and miss the meeting or the info? So then I got my girls that want to build and be diamond as well, and we have a text chain. So we're texting every single day, strategizing, throwing out ideas, just bonding, trying to figure out how are we going to make it work today. And we never think of a month down the road or anything like that. We just think about oh, I sent out 15 invites today. I have this girl that wants to coach. What should I say? We do those types of things all through a text message, and I feel like I can connect a little bit better than through Facebook. So I took the team that I have, and we are communicating every single day. And then when I was a personal trainer, I always told people, like, what's your weakest muscle and what exercise do you hate the most? And I made them do that first, and I made them get really good at it, because what happens is if you suck at burpees and you keep doing burpees, well, you're going to get really good at them. And then you're going to really like them. So I learned that was how I am with recruiting. Like, I was just so terrified to ask people to be a coach. And all of a sudden, I was just like, you better start asking people to coach if you want to build. So I just kept getting better at it and getting better at it. And now I throw it in. You know, it's so easy for me to say, well, if Shakeology is a little bit too expensive for you, why don't you become a coach? And I can teach you how to earn some money off of doing exactly what I do. And my team, the first thing we all say is, hey, we're all full-time employees somewhere else, and we have kids and we have other priorities. So we know that you're going to be a slower builder, but that's okay, because we're going to build. So, you know, we use that, and it helps all of us feel stronger, and it doesn't make us feel so disconnected. So we let everyone know, yeah, we work too, you know, but we're making it work. And then the most important thing that I do, that I hope everybody is doing, is I have my Success Club system tracker glued to my hip at all times. And Katie knows, her and I are gunning for Jericho, and I went from Success Club 6 last month, no coaches, to success, and I don't say this to brag, I say it because I'm so proud, Success Club 40 and 4 or 5 coaches. And it's 100% because of this tracker. It tells you everything you need to do. I'm being proof that the product works. I had a killer transformation with Transform 20. I've got people coming in left and right wanting to know what I did. So it's opening up more conversations. I'm connecting, I'm inviting, and I'm following up every single day. I have a teacher. I'm not a teacher. So it's funny that I even have this, because I'd be the worst teacher. But I have a teacher's plan book, and I just, like, you can put 34 names on each section. So I do my best to get at least 34 invites out every single day. And what I'm going to start doing in March, that's my customers and my random invites. I'm going to start putting coach invites on the back here, so I can track them better and just get stronger numbers for invites there. And then, of course, getting people results. You got to check in with your challenge group. You have to do it anyway, so you might as well really groom them into being really great coaches, because I feel like I'm going to have some great ones in March come out of this current one. And then personal development. I think when you are super busy, and I'm keeping my eye on the timer here, I'll be done in 5 seconds. When you are really, really busy, that kind of is the first thing to go. If you can even find like a really quick 2-minute YouTube video on maybe how to grow your Instagram, or a 5-minute video on hashtags, those all count towards personal development. I don't personally love all the like hoorah, like go you're beautiful type of personal development books, because I'm confident that I can do it. I believe in myself. I just need to work on honing in on a lot of skills. So all of last year, I used personal development to learn how to grow my Instagram, to learn how to utilize hashtags to the best of my ability. And it's been working really, really well. So hopefully that really helped you guys. Oh yeah, the Beachbody Champions page is where I get a ton of my personal development as well, and National Wake Up Call, all of it counts. So I know you guys are busy. I know everyone's got all these crazy, amazing priorities in our life, but if you just really want this to work, you will find the pockets to do it. And please have this like tattooed to your face, because it'll make it all a lot better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your diamond search. Bye.
Hey guys, I'm Joy. How are you all tonight? I had to run upstairs to my child's bathroom to do this. That's how crazy life is over here. But we're going to talk all about sharing your journey now. And I feel like I've heard it said a lot lately. I mean, I feel like it's a common theme, but I've heard it a lot more lately. Everyone's saying, I just don't know what to post. And the thing is, there's so much to post. If you're sitting there looking at your computer, looking at your phone, thinking that you don't have anything to say and you don't know what to post, then you're overthinking it and overanalyzing it. You just got to get out of your head. We have so many things that we can talk about. We have our workouts. So you can talk about the actual workout. You can share your favorite move from the workout. You could also share your transformation. You can share non-scale victories, which are huge and something that I would really encourage you to try to focus more on rather than, hey, look at how great my abs are. Go ahead and throw in a non-scale victory, whatever that may be. It may be that, something really, really small. Maybe you're not modifying a burpee anymore. Maybe you did 5 of those push-ups not on your knees. That's still an incredible thing that people can connect to. You can share your food. People love for you to share recipes with them. They love for you to share a picture of your food, show them that. Take a recipe, a cleaner version of something, and share that with other people. Let them know, like, here's what I swapped out. Here's what we changed. Everybody still loves it. And if you did something different for your kids, make sure that you include that. And I also think that talking a lot about the community as well is a huge thing that you can post about. So if you went to Super Weekend or Super Saturday, Super Sunday, you went to that. If you had just a meetup with another one of your coach friends and you all did a power hour together, I just recently did one with Sarah Deach, and we worked out together and we worked and we let our kids play together. Let people see the community of this. Anytime that you have a call with one of your coaches or with your coach, go ahead and share that. People want to see the support that we have. That's a huge part of this, and it's, again, allowing you to connect. And then, of course, most importantly, I think, is personal development. And I'll be the first one to admit that it is my weakest vital behavior. It is always the thing that I put last. And I'm working on that. But I remember Nikki telling me in the very beginning when I first started coaching that if I felt like I had nothing to say, it's because I needed to go back and do some personal development, that I wasn't reading it. And it's so true. Now that I'm on the other side of this, having done coaching for going in my 4th year, it's so true. Like whenever I am not diving into that personal development, I'm not helping myself grow, I feel like I have nothing to say. So if you find yourself doing that, go through your checklist of these are the things that I do on the daily, go through your checklist of that, and then check yourself with personal development. And then if you're not doing it, you need to get on board with that and start doing it. People love for you, even if it doesn't have to be some super profound thing about your personal development. It could just be one quote from the page. You could just take a screenshot of that little part of the book that you were reading, one little quote, and put it up there and let people know this is the thing that resonated with you today, and this is why. And that takes me to the next thing about sharing your journey, is that you need to share how it makes you feel. Everything about what you're sharing, about your journey, about coaching, about the community, everything about that needs to allow you to connect with your audience. And one of the greatest ways to do that is by letting them know how it makes you feel. If you had a great release during your workout and you cried, let people know that. If you feel like a badass because you just finished quarter fours, tell people that. Let them know how it made you feel. When you stopped modifying the burpee or the push-ups and you felt super strong, let them know that. Tell them how it made you feel. Because you would be surprised how many people are out there, how many women are out there feeling the exact same way you do. They look at this workout, they Googled it, they looked at it on YouTube, and they were like, I can't do that. I can't do those moves. There's no way that I could do that. But then you're here showing them, I'm showing up to do this workout every single day, and I'm modifying half of the moves. And now here I am 4 weeks in, and I'm not modifying all of it anymore. I've grown. I've progressed so much. Here's where I'm at, and let them know how it makes you feel. Next thing is vulnerability. You've got to be able to take down your walls and allow yourself to be vulnerable. Let people in, let them see, again, those feelings. And if you are having trouble with that, then I would like to encourage you to do one of the best things that I was ever challenged to do with coaching and that I've ever done. And it was when I was an Emerald coach and I was in a Push to Diamond group, and they asked us to take some time that night. We had homework to reflect on what our why was. Why are we doing this? Why are we working out? Why are we into fitness? Why are we coaches? Why are we helping other people? And they asked us to write that down, and then they asked us to record it and upload that video to YouTube. And I did that, and I wanted to pooped myself, right? Like I was like, oh my God, I cannot put this out there to the entire world. But doing that was probably the single best thing I could have done for coaching for me as a job. It changed everything. It allowed people to see like this girl who had been putting up this wall this whole time and was like, oh, everything's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with me. You know, I've always worked out. This isn't anything different. When they were able to really hear my story and hear how I felt and had that vulnerability for me, it unlocked like, I mean, I can't even tell you how many doors just because I was able to make that connection with people. If you don't know my story or if you haven't seen mine, super quick, because I thought nobody else would feel this way, but with my first daughter, I gained 51 pounds. This is a lot of weight for somebody who's 5'1". And I was so like upset with myself that I would take showers in the dark because I didn't want to look at my body. Like I couldn't handle looking at myself. I would break down. And I was just thinking like, how stupid does that sound to have to say that that's how I feel? Like, what's wrong with me? There must be something wrong with me. And I was just really afraid of what people would think. But putting that out there and saying that, and then the flood of messages that came in from other women who felt the same way was amazing because I finally didn't feel alone. And the best part about that was neither did they. And that's why sharing your journey is so super important. And then when it comes to sharing the business opportunity and your journey with that, I would say really don't be afraid to focus on the small wins. You know, like one of the things that Alyssa was saying was that in the beginning, she got caught up in comparing herself to other coaches, and she would look at the full-time coaches and think like, that's what I should be doing. But then she had to like check herself and be like, but that's not where I'm at yet. Okay. And it's okay if with your business, when it comes to what you're earning, that you're not there yet. Like that's okay. Be proud of where you're at right now. You have to be able to stand in that truth. Stand in that truth 100% of who you are and celebrate those things. Celebrate the fact that you were able to buy groceries. Celebrate the fact that maybe you bought your husband a birthday gift. Whatever it was, it could be something tiny. Maybe you were able to pay off a credit card. That's incredible. But it doesn't have to be to that level for you to share it. People are still going to appreciate it no matter what it was. My very first financial post that I was able to share was that we were going to Disney World. We bought gifts for our children before we left for Tinkerbell to leave. And I was able to buy all of those gifts myself without any digging it all into anything of my husband's. And that was one of the most amazing feelings I ever had. And just to be able to share that with people was really, really cool. And I was really proud. But another thing to focus on when sharing the coaching opportunity is to really focus on what coaching has given you. A lot of people say it's given them a sense of purpose. For me, a stay-at-home mom, it gives me other adults to talk to at some point during the day, and somebody that talks back, able to make that connection. And maybe for you, it allows you to live out your hobby or a passion of yours that you don't have anymore. So I used to be a group fitness instructor, and when I had my second child, my son, I knew that there was no way I could go back to doing that, at least not at the level that I was before. And coaching has given me the ability to do everything I loved about teaching group fitness, encouraging women, supporting them, helping them, find a home where they can be comfortable with their bodies and working out and going to that next level. It allows me to do it on my own time, at home, with my children, with my family, the way I want to do it. So all in all, when it comes to sharing your journey, you just got to get vulnerable. You've got to strip down those walls. The more uncomfortable it makes you to be sharing something, the better it is. Just get real with who you are and where you're at and stand in 100% your truth. You can't ever go wrong with
that. What's up, guys? Nikki, I didn't know if you were going to come in between. I'm going to start this alarm. 10 minutes. Hey, y'all. All right, I'm going to talk about, hi, I see Cassie waving to me. All right, y'all, so for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to aim for 9. I'm going to talk about challenge groups because those are super important. They are the bread and butter to our coaching business. I mean, it's our game time. Challenge groups are game time for us coaches, right? That's when we have to show up. So before I start and talk about why challenge groups are important, I'm going to first start off with how they started. And if y'all don't know this story, challenge groups started because of the program P90X back in the day. And then there was a challenge group with Tony Horton and a lot of the other people that were also doing that fitness program. And what Beachbody corporate noticed was that people were actually helping other people within this group become better. So challengers were coaching other challengers, right? So when I learned this, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like everyone had products to be coached upon, right? So just knowing that and knowing how coaches got started, like there's actually a chicken before the egg, you know, like a challenge group started before coaches, and then coaches started as a challenge group was going on. So in order to be a coach and to help other people, we have to show up ourselves. And it kind of goes to what Joy was just saying in regards to how do we show up even on days that are going to be hard? How do we get vulnerable with our people, you know, that are also coming in and doing these programs with us? As a coach, our duty is to show up on our own personal health and fitness journey, no matter what that looks like. No matter if it's a hard day, no matter if it's a bad day, no matter if you have, this sounds terrible, but I have probably my grandpa's funeral to go to later on this week, but I'm running a freaking challenge group right now because what I have going on in my personal life doesn't have anything to do with what my goals are with this business and helping other people. See what I'm saying? There's so many different avenues that we have with this business, that the emotional things that we have in our own personal life, that means we have to lean into this journey even more to show people that it's not easy all the time. It's not going to be easy showing up in a challenge group all the time, but we are a coach and we show up because that's what we signed up to do, right? So with challenge groups, these are our game time, guys. I love challenge groups because they mean so much to me. And when I first got started, I was afraid that I wasn't going to have all these people join me in this wellness group, or, you know, what did I have to offer? I was nervous, like, why me? Why me? And then I was like, you know, why not me? Right? So what I like to do with some of my, depending on if you're an OG coach or a new coach, what I like to do is I tell all of my new coaches, hey, don't worry about running a new wellness group. Just bring in 3 people into my wellness group. I got you, but I need you to be a cheerleader in my new wellness group. So if you are a newbie coach, get 2 to 3 people. I could say 10. Aim for 3 people this upcoming month in March. Reach out to your coach, ask when his or her next wellness group is starting, and ask if you can tag along and just support and show up, but bring 3 people with you. Do that for the next 3 months. And on your 2nd and 3rd month, I'm going to encourage you to run a 5-day free group. While you are running and helping your coach run their full month group, on the side, go and run a 5-day free group by yourself. There is a files section in BeatNik. There is also so many tools in our back office, in our coach back office to Beachbody, where you don't have to come up with this stuff every single day and what to post. That's already covered. Like, don't stress yourself out with that. I mean, sure, is it fun to like run other groups aside from this like fitness group? Sure. And that's what you can run the free groups for. But if you're just getting started, get 3 people onto a challenge pack, like exactly like what you signed up with for the next 2 months. And on your 2nd and 3rd month, challenge yourself to promote a free group. Because when we do that, we're going to learn how to make these challenge groups sound sexy on social media. Why do I want you to join my challenge group? I'm only going to get more better and more creative every single month I run a challenge group, right? So as coaches, the second we start a challenge group, and this is the biggest thing that I want everyone to take away from this 10 minutes, and I think I have about 5 left, is consistency. Once we run a challenge group, we don't stop. If there's one challenge group that maybe bit the dust and was terrible, that's okay. That just means, can I promote it better next time? Can I do better with my challengers the next group? Can I set expectations prior to the actual group starting better? If a group isn't great, it's okay. That's just something to learn upon and build upon and become better. right? So the consistency from running a challenge group has to happen. If you want to build a business, if you want to build an income, if you want to help people get healthy, challenge groups have to happen every single month, no matter what. You're either running one, a part of one, helping run one, or bringing people into one and being the cheerleader in it. If you want to help people get healthy and build an income, a challenge group has got to be on your list every single month. You got to set a goal for it. You got to say at least 3 people coming in, and this is what the focus is going to be. You know what program you're doing, or everyone's going to pick their own program, and everyone's going to be in it together. And what is there going to be a prize at the end? What's it going to look like? Reach out to the coach, right? How much time we have left? My phone. Okay, cool. Got 3 minutes. So with a challenge group, what I like to do is I like to set expectations in the very beginning. When someone says, yes, I want to join your challenge group, they know exactly what they're getting when they come into my challenge group. They purchase a share cart. Conversations can be for another time. They purchase that share cart. I send them a welcome email. It's going to have a link to my Facebook group, or it's going to have a link to my Team Beachbody group on the Team Beachbody tracker, activity tracker, challenge group app, right? It's going to have a link to one of those. And let's say you only have 3 people and you don't have a place to plug them into yet, or you're not that comfortable with running a whole group on Facebook, run just a pod. Run a little messenger pod on Facebook where it's just 3 people and you, and just show up with your sweaty selfie every single day. Ask them questions. Learn what to ask them by getting into the files section. Do the trainings and just commit to being consistent every single month. And when we be consistent every single month, that's when we learn how to sound better on social media, and we learn how to promote it. How much time do I want to give my people by the time I promote it into the next challenge group, right? And let me see if I'm missing anything, because that's basically it. The biggest thing I wanted you all to take away from challenge groups is the fact that we don't stop running challenge groups ever. And we show people that we show up even on the hard days. And to go back as well, I think one of my hardest challenge groups that I've ever run in my entire coach existence was my ex and I had broken up. I was moving into the basement of my aunt's house, and the freaking 21-day yoga retreat came out. Running a freaking challenge group was not the thing I wanted to do, right? That was like the last thing I wanted to do. But then I was like, okay, how do I stay positive in this? I probably really need some yoga right now, right? Like, I'm at my aunt's basement, but I have this challenge group going on, and these girls are relying on me. Putting ourselves in a place of having others rely on us is going to make us better. And then on top of that, not giving up or backing down from what we said we were going to do, right? I could have easily gotten out of that. I could have easily told myself that now is not the month, but I leaned in and I said, if there's any time in my life, it's going to be right now. You know, like, this is the time to freaking do it. There's no better time than right now. And when I started telling myself that, Diamond was more solid. Things became more solid. My crew and my tribe started growing. And that's when Success Club 5 was consistent. Success Club 10 was consistent. That's when Diamond was solid, right? So we got to just lean in and say, it's game time. And I'm going to show up. Even if I might lose today, I can win tomorrow. But the only way I can win tomorrow is if I lose today, right? So I think that's it. Just get a part of a challenge group, y'all, and don't stop doing it, because the things that we're going to learn along the way is what we have to learn in order to be the best at what we want to be, right? Okay. 9 minutes.
Okay, everyone, can you hear me? Good? Okay, perfect. All right, so I am going to touch on inviting. I have a lot that I could talk about, so it's a good thing that I have a time limit. Basically, inviting comes down to, and if you're on this call, you probably have goals to obviously go big in this business. So what sets those people who have success in this and those who may not is, I think, the inviting, the work that is put in. Inviting is overthought, I think. The more I'm learning, it's pretty simple. And for so long, I would go and watch all of these. You guys, the first night I signed up, I was up till 3:30 in the morning watching YouTube videos on how to invite and how to get, like, you can watch so many videos. And I've watched so many videos on methods of inviting and how to do this, how to do that. And I have soaked in so much information. And for so long, I would have all these notes and all these, like, I'd get off a call and be like, oh my gosh, I love that peanut butter jelly method. And oh my gosh, I love that example. But it came down to me gut checking myself and saying, okay, Haley, you have the information, but are you putting that information to work? Like, I know how to send an invite, but am I sending the invite? And I switched that about 2 months ago. I decided, Haley, you are going to make it a non-negotiable to send 20 messages out a day. I don't care if you are so tired at the end of the day when you come home from work, you are going to sit down for 15 minutes, fire out 20 messages before you can go to bed. And I made it like, I did not question it. And I can tell right now that it is showing up in my business. So I'm here to tell you, I heard it on a training call one time that your efforts and work now are going to show in 3 months from now. And that is true. I am seeing better Success Club points than I have in a while. And I know that that is a reflection in what I've been doing and started 2 to 3 months ago. So basically, keep your why very, very clear to you. Every single day I wake up and I tell myself, Haley, you are going to go big. And I have dreams with my business, and I remind myself every single day. And that makes me want to send those invites and put in the work. So put your learning into action. Also, inviting is not like hard. I literally, I think it was 2 weeks ago, was sitting in the car wash parking lot, and I was sitting there for, like, obviously I had 10 minutes to sit there. So I grabbed my phone and I went to my Instagram and I went to a friends list, and I started following them people, and I would send them an invite. And I said, hey, I just came across your page, and I just want you to know, if you do happen to follow my shenanigans, that you are inspired to be the healthiest and happiest version of yourself. I hope you have a great year of 2019 of health, happiness, and smiles. Have a great day. Like, it was not a complex message, but it's just a warm little, like, hey, come follow me in my journey. I hope that you are inspired to live healthy, and I do have the resources. It wasn't like a scary invite. And I always tell people that, like, I use this example. My coaches who are watching this are probably like, oh, I've heard that a million times. But if you're a nurse and if you are walking down the street and with all these strangers and you see an old man fall, and you know, as a nurse, you have the gift to help him, but are you going to, like, look at him and then, like, look away and pretend like you didn't see it because you're scared? Or are you going to walk over because you know you have the gift and help him? Like, you're going to go help him because, I mean, he's a stranger and it's outside of your comfort zone to go help him, but, like, you have a gift and you could change someone's life. You could give a mom back her feelings of, you know, losing herself and raising a child. And I mean, just don't be afraid to invite to what we have, because we have something amazing. So one thing I've really started to dive into is the business activity tracker. I know you've probably all heard that, but I love how it's put into pockets. And so your inviting does not have to be sitting down for 3 hours at a time and sending a 3-page invite. Like, use 10 minutes to go follow new people of your friends' friends list, and you know, check off 10 minutes. If you want to take a bath and do some, I mean, this, I'm just using my example. I love to take hot baths, but I'm productive in my hot baths. I have my phone and I'm sitting in my hot bath and I'm making new conversations. I'm going, and you can, as simple as going and finding this random chick, and if you like her cardigan, comment on her picture or send her a private message and say, hey, I just wanted to say I came across your page and you look absolutely stunning after having a baby. I see you have a little one a year ago. Like, you're looking great. You know, I can tell you love to take care of yourself. Would being in a support and accountability group be something that would interest you, and do this with like-minded women? Just find any sort of way to make conversation and tie it into healthy living. I'm gonna just show you a few. I mean, there's always a way to invite. Like today, I switched it up and I went to people who have been watching my stories, and I just sent them a message and I said, hey, I just wanted to thank you for following all of my journey and my shenanigans. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great year of smiles and growth. My inbox is always open if you'd like to chat more about goals you have, or talk more about the accountability group that I always talk about on my stories. Like, you can copy and paste that to 800 people who are watching your stories, or however many people you have watching your stories. Not complex, not over the top. And, you know, I've learned to kind of end it with a question, because then they feel like they do have to respond more than if you don't. But I just, I've found that inviting is not as complex as it has to be. It basically comes down to the more messages you send out and the more connections you make, the more people you are getting to your page. Which also is another topic I could talk about, but just make sure that your Instagram page is very catchy and intriguing, because when you go send these invites, people are gonna come look at your profile and creep you and be like, hey, who is this chick and what is she talking about? Make sure you have a good Instagram that makes them want to start to follow you, because they're gonna start following your journey and watching your stories. And so make sure you're showing up in your stories, showing every part of your life, and all these new people and followers that you're gaining and inviting to want to see you. I always say you're a walking billboard of what you're inviting to. So if they, you know, don't see you doing anything, then they're not gonna be, I mean, they're not gonna want to join you. So I'm always creating stuff on my stories about my accountability group. I'll record what's going on in my accountability group. So back to Lynn's talk on, make sure you have a bond challenge group that you can be inviting to, because honestly, I think the girl gang and doing it together is what people miss. There's not any other thing out there in the world. There's no diet hack that has the support and accountability part that we have. And I did a lot of trying to diet before I joined Beachbody, and I'm here to tell you that this is what made me fall in love with being healthy, is doing it with other like-minded women. I mean, look at us, we're all here together right now, having fun, choosing to do it. So always talk up an accountability group and invite to that. So I don't know how much time I have, but basically to wrap it up, just put in the work, send out your invites. It comes down to, at the end of the day, if you're not seeing a move in your business, ask yourself, am I sending out invites and am I doing the work? Because you can watch all the training and get all the tips you want, but if you're not sending out the invite, then no one is going to come and join you. But I think that wraps up our call for tonight.
Thank you. Okay, so I can close it out if you want to, Haley, or you can do that, whatever you want me to do. Probably me.
Go for it. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Okay, so I just want to thank you guys. Look at us being early too. I'm shocked, like truly shocked. Haley was afraid that she was going to talk your ear off all night, but she did great. So we're wrapping it up. We're getting things, the call is getting ready to end, but I just wanted to remind you guys that if you paid attention to every single person, it's actually pretty simple, this whole thing. It's literally being your genuine self, but consistently sharing you and your journey, not only as a Beachbody coach, but your life, because this is a lifestyle. So if you're going to constantly be sharing a picture of your shake or, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to share that's just a Beachbody brand on your page, it's going to be completely obvious that that is what you're doing or selling. But if you can weave in the pieces where you drink the pre-workout, you get the workout in, but then you show the date nights and the kids that you're wrangling all day long and the other job and all of those other things, and that this just kind of fits in with all of that, that's when people can find it relatable. That's when people see it as something that they would want to do too. That's when you start the whole attraction market that I know a lot of people want to have. And so like Haley said, to just kind of close it all out, you can sit here all night and take a million notes and have pages of notes and things that you think were great ideas and aha moments, but unless you take those and actually apply them to your business, actually decide, okay, I am going to share my journey more consistently, because that's what Joy was telling me to do. Okay, I am going to think about time management and what I should be doing in my day-to-day, because Alyssa was telling me that. So here's how I'm going to apply that. And I am going to go out and invite, because Haley let me know that's the only way that I'm going to build a solid team of working coaches. So if you're sitting around and you're saying, I really wish I was Diamond, I wish I had more working coaches, I wish I was hitting Success Club, none of those things can happen unless you guys are actually getting in your inbox and sending what seems scary in the beginning. But I'm here to tell you, like I said in the chat, if no one had invited me to this business, I wouldn't be here. And I truly don't think that I would have ever reached out to my coach. And she asked me 3 times. I said no. And so she has changed my life in so many ways because she sent that message. That was probably scary for her. And because of that is the trickle effect of, I don't know, 4 pages of people being on tonight, building a business from home. So that is super inspiring. And I hope that inspires you to know that you are that trickle effect for your team. And it all starts with you. So your downline is going to follow your lead. They're going to do what you do. And so you either sit back and you hope things happen, or you take the reins yourself and you make it happen and show others that they can do the same thing too. All right, guys. With that being said, I want to thank everybody who popped on tonight. I want to thank everyone who spoke tonight. And reminder, we will have our call again tomorrow night with some more goodies, new topics, new leaders speaking from 8 to 9 p.m. EST. So we will see you there.